What's up? Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the House Show Spotlight. I'm your host, DJ Mami, and welcome to a very special Valentine's Day episode. Today we celebrate love. I got my love shirt on. Shout out to DJ Lady D. I DJ'd with her on the My House Music Fest yacht party. You remember that, Mom? She was holding it down, and she gifted me this shirt, and I was like, wow, the perfect occasion to wear my Lady D shirt on Valentine's Day, the episode. Today, my special guest is my Valentine. It's the Valentine I've had since I was born. This is my mom. Everybody say, hey, mom. Mom, why don't you introduce yourself to us? Tell us your name, where you from.
My name is Marielena Sanchez, and I am from Pilsen, Chicago.
Pilsen, Chicago, makes some noise. And the reason I had to bring my mom on here is because this is the reason I listen and play and love house music so much. A lot of the music and the sounds that inspire me are from her playing her mixes on the radio. So, mom, why don't you talk to us about, what you remember about growing up listening to house music? What was it like being in Pilsen when like house music was hot?
How can I think of it? Being Latina, you couldn't. Well, I like Paisa music, but people look down on you. So the next best thing for me was house music, and I felt so alive when I would listen to it. And it just felt like it would take me in that zone of happiness. And it still does. It reminds me when I hear it now of that time when I was a young girl enjoying myself. And I just can't believe you were listening to the music in the background, the back seat in your car seat, and listening to house music. Can't believe it.
It's like infectious, the thing, and I could imagine myself as a kid like just bopping my head.
Little did I know.
You mentioned like paisa music, which if you're not familiar with that term, that's like the very traditional Mexican music. And growing up in Pilsen, I think even for me, like there is that balance of listening to the Mexican traditional music, the cumbia, the banda, but also hearing the house. It's like best of both worlds. You turn up I feel like at backyard parties, there's the banda music, but then, the house comes on, the nighttime comes and the sun goes down and people get lit to house. What were some of those like house, like what radio shows would you listen to, or what DJs were like popular when you were growing up?
I remember my brother getting ready to go to his parties, and he used to listen to WGCI.
Back when WGCI was like the house hub.
So that was like he was getting ready, and I'd be like, "Wow, when I grow up, I'm gonna go out and listen to this music and dance to it." And it was like the last like end. It was like 108 something WGCI, and it was really like Julian Jimmy Perez was one of them. Gino Rock and Roma was another one. He's pretty good too. So when I hear his music, it's like I feel like back in the day. I feel alive.
Yeah. So it makes you feel alive. Like what are, do you know some songs, or are there any like tunes that come to mind when you?
It depends on what mood. They had freestyle. I don't know. There's a lot of them.
There are like a lot of different like genres of house. Like sometimes I feel like people hear house and they think it's just like EDM or like one sound, but
Different types. It depends. Like the percolator is always an oldie but goodie. The percolator.
the percolator is a party starter. Like when the percolator comes on, people are getting out of their seats, especially this one.
Which is the other one? Like what they have. I mean, I can't even. I wish I could have my radio right now. Bring it over here. Oh, this is the one.
I'm sure if we looked in her YouTube search history, that would, because if it's something old, like house heads love to do, is listen to music on YouTube. But I think that's because like some stuff you send me on YouTube, like I can't find that on like Spotify, or it's like a specific remix that someone uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, that was alternative music. Also, that's pretty cool too. I don't know if you ever. Well, they got the beat, and I was going to ask you the name of it.
I'm like Shazam for my mom. Like she'll sing me a song, or like she'll like record a song, and suddenly I get a random video and she's like, what song is this? And I I figure it out for her. Are there any like new artists, or like what do you think about like the new house and stuff that people are doing today?
I mean, I still enjoy it if I'm out and listening to it. I still enjoy it. It's always it just somehow it just blends in beautifully. The new, the old. It's just we're all there to have a good time. Just with the music.
Yeah. Well, my mom was she invited me to this like party later this month. It's a day party with Julian Jumpin Perez and Roman Rockin Romero, Gino Rockin Romo.
1 to 7. February 27th, is it?
That last Sunday, it's at Joe's Live. Someone named Sapphire, who right is gonna be there. Is she was she a singer or
Singer, and she only has like 3 hits, but they're really.
is it like house music or like freestyle?
Oh no, I'm gonna say it's gonna be free. It's freestyle. Freestyle. Who was the other one that?
Freestyle is also a very interesting one that when I was growing up, I didn't really realize like freestyle and house music were kind of on the same vibe, the same spectrum.
Yeah, they kind of mixed that up. Um, well, there was vinyl back then, and
Back then, you know.
it's kind of like house. And then there's another one where they put like Yolanda. And what was that considered?
Yolanda, you know, I that is actually the Yolanda, but I forget who Yolanda is by. There are so many songs. I know the title or I know the hook, but I don't know the artist. Um, that's house. I feel like that would be like considered like Jack, like you know, or if y'all are watching and you know the kind of exact what that would be considered, put it in the comments, put it in the chats, because you know, back to what we were saying, there's so many subgenres, especially you know, you put like Paul Johnson might have a very different sound from Cashmere and the Percolator. Yolanda is by Reality. Yes, that's what it is. Reality. I always forget. It's like I know the name, but I forget the artist. Thank you, Patrick. If I don't have my glasses on. Thank you. Um, but yeah, that's one of those ones I remember like growing up when it came on, like you would like, ooh, like you know that was her, and like you know the message is kind of funny, like you know, hey Yolanda, like it's like I feel like back in the day when guys were trying to talk to girls on the street. What was so kind of I asked this already, but more of like the kind of more of like the party, not you know, not the party scene, but growing up in Pilsen, you said your brothers were listening, you know, my tios were listening to it as they were getting ready. Was house music like all you heard like at some of the Pilsen parties or would they mix it up?
It was house music, and
Where were these parties? Like people's basements or
people would skip ditch school, and I was afraid because I had 3 brothers. Well, I have 3 brothers, but they would be like, "Let's go meet up at Caesar's house," and next thing you know, 30 people show up. And they're having a party, and then their parents came home, and or there was fights at these parties, but they were happening at these house parties, people's house.
I mean, yeah, I feel like house music in people's house, you know what I mean?
Older, we started getting older, and people were charging at the door.
The house party days are over.
Yeah, so they were charging at the door, and then people that would get in, get in. Then they had these little party crews, and that was another thing that was happening.
What were these party crews?
Well, there was like a bunch of people. It depends on your. They had names for them, and I don't even remember. It's so long ago. Like one of them was the Culitos, and they were like a party crew. And then there was another one. I forgot the name. And they would go to these places and dance together, like I guess like dance offs. And then people would have fights. My mom wouldn't let me out of the house. So I grew up with a very strict mom. So I had to sneak out, and then just let you guys go and be yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, Lauren, welcome to the chat, Lauren. And if y'all are just tuning in, I am chatting it up with my mom, Mami's mommy, the reason I love and listen to house so much. And so you're telling us about, you know, the party crews and people's parents finding out and fights. And it's such a different, you know, I feel like I kind of grew up with some house parties where we were listening more to like juke and stuff, which is, you know, a child of house music. But it's interesting hearing about these party crews because I feel like that's kind of not so different from what's still today. You know, I feel like the vintage house show is in a sense a party crew. You know, we bring DJs together, put music together. It's not in people's, you know, basement. The dance crew, see Lauren, I'm sure Lauren remember y'all remember the dance the people that would just be committed the dance. Did they have like dance house music dancers in Pilsen?
Then the breakdancing came out. We would do a breakdance that went along also with breakdance. What was it in the 80s?
Yeah, like early 80s was the breakdance, and then like 90s I feel like we saw more of like the, even we even see it today, the people doing the footwork shuffling,
And then the fashion came back too. The clothing everybody's wearing.
what were y'all wearing to the house music parties? What was like the outfit? How were you doing your hair? What were the clothes?
The big hair, like the hairspray, the Aquanet was the hairspray.
Aquanet. I haven't heard that in ages.
They just continue that type of hairspray. But if you're combing your hair and it kind of got a wet look on the side, mini skirts, matching shoes with the top, big earrings, big earrings. I like.
I mean, I feel like we still wear big earrings.
They were big and they were heavy. Now they're like big but light.
Yeah, I think fashion at these that's like a part of the culture. This was yeah, Patrick says there were tons of party crews back in the day because it was all organic, word of mouth. You know what I mean? We didn't have these Instagrams and the Facebooks, and even back, I remember someone brought up the text lines. I was talking about that with one of my friends, and he says that when he was having parties at his mom's store in Little Village, behind, she didn't know, but they had text lines like where they'd text.
They were using those beepers.
Would people like share party information through beepers?
Beepers, and
Maybe like call this number and hear the information.
it was like a mass. Like, I don't even know how they did it.
Yeah, I think that's what you were trying to say, like mass texting or something.
A mass message, and they would just beep. And it was like a code and that meant party at so and so. But you already knew. And then you would call the person, they would know, and like, oh, okay. And they just pick up each other, and they would just show up.
Wow.
Dress, like so and so group was the best.
Ooh, there were awards.
Well, you would just give them credit.
Like a shout out, kind of like, okay.
Like this person is like this group, just watch them, they're super dressed. But yeah, like I said, like mom was super strict and I had to sneak out because it was
ooh, sneaking out to the house party. If you can relate, put it in the comments because I feel like
that's why I said when I have children, I'm not gonna be like that.
So when you were growing up, you mentioned some DJs. When you were growing up, did you ever see any like women DJs or?
This is amazing to see women out there now. And then my own daughter, so it's like,
yeah. What does it feel like to see me now? You grew up going to these parties and hearing this music, and it was always guys. What's it like seeing your daughter and other women?
You go, girl. Show them what you're made of. I think it was like, what is it? Ivy Queen was the girl that at that time, Ivy Queen, and she still is like a badass. But it was like, wow, show them because it's dominated by men.
Yeah, I mean these
They don't want to give it up. They want to still remain out there. So girls are coming.
Yup, the ladies of the house. We have Lori. I'm really grateful to know people like Lady D, Lori Branch, who have been doing it for a while, and Evie Queen is a reggaeton artist who really broke through, and I think kind of talking about what we talked about earlier, being on this duality of Latino American and seeing people like Evie Queen rapping and taking over the radio with songs that everyone was dancing to in the club. And I feel like there was always women in house singing on the tracks. You know what I mean? They were singers, but were they DJing? Were they producing? And I for one feel like I'm lucky to be a DJ in 2022 where I know mostly women. I mostly like to DJ with women. What have you been to? You went to the house music festival that I DJ'd. You went to both of the years I DJ'd. What did you think of that?
It was exciting to see you out there playing and giving all that you got. It was amazing.
My mom, I don't know if she remembers, but we both actually met Paul Johnson backstage. Yeah, R.I.P. to a legend. We met him and he was just such a kind man, so gentle, chilling back there. I remember he kissed my hand, and no one had ever greeted me with a kiss on my hand before. Okay, he was that gentlemanly?
Yeah, very gentlemanly. They don't do that anymore.
You hear that, fellas? We need to bring back. Well, it's kind of hard with COVID, but when all this clears, we need to bring back the chivalry of kissing on hands. But he was so nice, and
I have to respect, kill. Ladies' hands, the DJ, and a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so but I was really excited to DJ at the House Music Festival because it was at Harrison Park, which is like Harrison Park has seen its changes from how it was in the 80s, 90s, and you couldn't even go at night.
It was a dirty park and dangerous. A lot of shootings. I mean, we come a long way. It used to be a dump back in the 50s. It was like a
Really? Like where they were like wastes and stuff?
throw junk in there. And so they had to level it on the side of Damon because they had like some kind of contamination.
Oh, wow.
Dug it out and fixed it. And now it is a park to go and enjoy. And
Yeah, and I thought it was beautiful to be able to DJ house music in this park that is in 2 blocks away from where I live, like in my neighborhood, and to be amongst headlining with some of these heavy hitters. Who are some of your like? Do you know any producers like Paul Johnson? Like, which one of those would you say you listened to a lot growing up, or that you like even now?
producers, I don't know.
I feel like my mom would hear a song and be like, "Yes, him. I like him." Like, but
Like made music?
yeah.
Let me get my phone
Okay, she's gonna get the
and wrote music. Why is it like Selena was one of them back in, but you guys were like more of an older age.
you know, Selena isn't quite house, but who's to say that if she was not wrongfully taken too soon, because she was tapping into the American market. She was definitely, had some R&B coming out, and that her life was tragically cut short. So who's to say she wouldn't have hopped on a house track or something? I'll end on this question. Because it's Valentine's Day, and well, don't go anywhere because we still have till 11. So we might ask more questions throughout. Or if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. But what do you love most about house music?
I just feel like I get in. It's like if I'm having a crappy day, I just listen to house. Even at work, I'll put on my YouTube channel, lock the door, eat my lunch, and I'll just blast the music to house. Sometimes I'll put like Jill Scott
Ooh, the Jill Scott is
house mix, and it's really relaxing. And I'll blast it. And if anybody comes in and bothers me, I'll be like, "What do you want?"
I'm sure a lot of us can relate. Also, hey, Carl Jenkins, welcome, welcome. Loving the family interview. Yes, y'all. My mom is over here dropping gems, but yeah, I feel like Jill Scott has a lot of like, even Erica Badu, Nina Simone, some of those really chill.
Yes, she has a really good one. It really relaxes me, and it just kind of brings me back down to whatever is going on around work life. And it just makes me like your house music is very relaxed. It just brings me back to my time of my happy times when I was a young girl, a teenager trying to know who I am and just enjoy life. It brings me back to the beginning of who I was, and I guess that's like I don't know, makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, house music is happy. It's house music is love, and I feel the same way when I hear house music. Even if I'm having a bad day, sometimes some of the words it can feel so uplifting. It can feel, the beat. It's very relaxing. Someone told me that the BPM, the beats per minute of house music, mimics our heartbeat, which makes people feel happy. Or when we're moving to it, it kind of raises our heart rate to one that feels like happiness. So
Like, oh yes, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then somehow you start actually lifting your hands. It's like
when the hands come up,
yeah. But I'm telling you, at work I do that. I'm having my lunch, I close the door, and I just put house music, and I feel like, oh, this one, oh my god, this is the one. But yeah, that's one thing that makes me very happy and relaxes me, and I get back to where I start. I'm happy.
well, I hope y'all are ready to feel relaxed as we play some tune. I play some tunes. I play some music for the next 45 or so minutes. You're here with DJ Mo Mami and Mo Mami's Mommy. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. This is the Vintage House Show Spotlight.
beautiful.
I really, really wanna show you. You know you really got them type of makes me feel kinda right. I really, really wanna show you. You know you really got them type of makes me feel kinda right. I really, really wanna show you.
Yeah. Turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Yeah. Yeah. Let's take it back to the 90s.
Which is what we did, you know, back to the 90s, talking to Mo Mommy's mom.
Back to the 90s.
Because, you know, I'm from the 90s.
Yo, this is the kind of groove that moves you, makes you want to get up and dance, makes your body feel real good. So I wish somebody would mess up my groove tonight, cause I'm trying to rock all right. Get my house on all night. So DJ beat that shh. So DJ beat that shh. Yeah, yeah, beat that shh. DJ beat that shh. Yeah, yeah, beat that shh. Kind of groove that moves you, makes you want to get up and dance, makes your body feel real good. So I wish somebody would mess up my groove tonight, cause I'm trying to rock all right. Get my house on all
You
night.
already know this had Mike done.
Yeah, beat that.
Taking it back to the 90s. I had my first gray hairs by the 90s.
Yeah, beat that. Beat that.
It's a family affair in here with DJ Mo Mommy and Mo Mommy's mommy. Shout out to my sisters who are watching. Let me know if y'all remember Mom playing all those house mixes growing up.
Kind of groove that moves you, makes you want to get up and dance, makes your body feel real good. So I wish somebody would mess up my groove tonight, cause I'm trying to rock all right. Get my house on all night. So DJ beat that. So DJ beat that. Yeah, yeah, beat that. DJ beat that. Yeah, yeah, beat that. Talk about the house music, hey. You've been gone too long, hey. Time to bring it back. Really thought you went away to another time and place, but I'm right here to let people know, hey, that you're here to stay. Let me tell you about the house music and what it's done to me. There's my body with energy, sends me on a dancing spree. House wasn't always will be the way of life. You danced among the people with party minds. Hey, you danced among the people with party minds. It's time to celebrate, hey, hey, for the return of love. So clap your hands, stomp your feet, and turn the party out. 'Cause house music will never die. 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 'Cause it makes you feel so fine.
I know that's right.
From Chi-Town, that's where house music was found. From the Midwest to overseas, house music reached its destiny. Many thought that house was no more. House music opened lots of doors. That's why house music will never die. 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 'Cause it makes you feel so fine.
Hang on. It, yes, some technical difficulties can't keep us down. Thank y'all for rocking with us. This is DJ Mo Mami with the Vintage House Show, Wednesday night spotlight, and it's a Valentine's Day edition. If you're in love, if you have some love, drop it in the comments. What do you love this Valentine's Day season?
Take me to my love. I've been waiting on him long enough. Got my hand out to him, lead me to the place where no one can erase that we were there. Then me and my love set me loose and I'll go over and above. I can prove it, baby, grown enough to know now what you really want and why and how. So baby,
Fitting nature. This is called Take Me to My Love.
lead me, lead me,
Monique Bingham and Ralph Gum.
lead me. Now I wholly understand. Need a woman for delighting, not debating. No fuss, frustrate, just titillating. So give me to my love. He got one my mind always remind me of. Had a vision we went back to. Do you remember it? When we were at that thing and did that we did. The porch was full. If I done harm, if I broke some rule, why am I mystified by your lips and your eyes? I could go on and on and on and on and on. You'll never catch up. Is it charm? Not at all. Am I culpable or is it not my fault? Preoccupied by your lips and your eyes. You know why I could go on and on and on and on and on. You'll never catch up. I want you to leave me. I need you to leave me. I want you to leave me. I need you to leave me. I want you to leave me. I need you to leave me. I want you to leave me. I need you to leave as I can. Got a feeling he ain't sure, so I gotta let him know. Anywhere he needs me to, I'll always go. So give me to my love. Playing hard to get, God, all enough. Know my love, ferment of pleasure increases its measure for both of us. Ho, ho, hi, hi, I must be charmed. Fortune's fool. I done no harm and I broke no rule. And why am I now paralyzed by your lips and your eyes? I could go on and on and on and on and on. You'll never catch up. Oh, am I charmed? A caution's tale. I've been disarmed, but not on this scale.
Once again, this is the Vintage House Show Spotlight. I'm your host, DJ Mo Mami, and it's a Valentine's Day episode. I asked, what do we love this season? And I didn't even answer the question. I'd have to say, most of all, I love myself. I think Valentine's Day, there's always a lot of pressure to your boyfriend, your boo, your bae. But, I love me. I love my friends. I also love my boyfriend. But, I don't just love him. I love so many things. I love house music, which is why tonight's episode is dedicated to love.
Come on.
One of the many things I love about house music is how you can remix the same song to sound amazingly millions of different ways. This is Stuck by Pevin Everett, the Phil Asher's Soul Heaven version. We have about 10 more minutes left here on the Vintage House Show. I go by the name of DJ Mo Mami. If you're having fun, put some hearts in the chat. You can follow me on Instagram at Mo Mami Music to keep up with me and what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna vibe us out for the last 10 minutes. This is the Valentine's Day episode of the Vintage House Show Spotlight. Hope y'all have been having just as much fun as I've been having. All right, lovely people, this is my last song. And in true fashion, because we had Mommy's Mommy here, this is called Mama's Groove by Easton Numbers and Jimsters. The Jimsters, what does it say? These names are always so funny. The Jimsters Hip Replacement Mix. So I hope y'all are ready to groove out with me for a little bit before we head on out. I'm DJ Mo Mommy, and I hope you had an amazing time.
I want to talk about my mother. Mama's groove. I want to talk about my mother. Mama's groove. I want to talk about my mother. I remember those days, those nights, those parties that went on for weekends at a time. Everybody high, mama dancing in the corner, smoking cigarettes. That was mama's groove. It was a family affair back then. Music, food, life was all a part of living. I like the music today. Things are different. But mama still dances. She still has the groove. And all of the rhythm has changed. Spirit is the same. So. got my music from my mom. Started with Aretha Franklin, James Brown. And my daddy gave me some as well. The cool sound. I want to talk about my mama. This is Mama's blues. Mama.
Have a lovely night, everyone, and I will see you next month, every second Tuesday. Don't forget.